Okay, this is page 42, question 4. Let's begin. Yesterday we were talking about looking at sum and difference when we are talking about comparison kind of word problems. So in our raised steps is to identify who are the characters in the question and what's the difference between them, and if the two of them, the sum of the two of them, are these things given. Okay, and what are the relationships we can understand from the question regarding our characters. Okay, so here we have Grace and Janice had an equal amount of money at first. Okay, at first seems like there's something to going on, so I can write down at first already. And then after, okay, so you have the word after, at first and after. So something happened. Grace spent a certain amount of money, Janice spends a certain amount of money. Janice had 4 times as much money as Grace. And the final part, how much money did each girl has at first? Okay, that's the final part. Okay, so it's back to at first. I guess how much money did each get at first is related to the first sentence of they have the equal amount of money. So that's why I say each girl, no matter is it Grace at first or Janice at first, they're supposed to be the same number. Okay, so first thing we have Grace and then we have Janice. At the start they are equal. Okay, they're equal to one another. Equal. Grace equals to Janice. Then something happened. Okay, we can call that a change. Okay, something happened. In this something that happened, we have Grace spending a certain amount of money, and then we have Janice spending a certain amount of money. Okay, I can write it down as a quick note. Uh, this is at first. They are equal at first. Okay, that's the relationship of the two of them at first. The change is that Grace spends some money, and then Jenny spends some money as well. Okay, as you can see, can you see the amount of money that Grace spent and the amount of money Jenny spends? Who spent more? Okay, so when we look at the after relationship between the two of them, does it make sense to say that somebody has more and somebody has less? Yes, right? Because over here we see someone spending more amount of money, someone spending less amount of money. So right now you can ask yourself, okay, so if that's the case, after the spending, who's supposed to have more money? Over here is stated, is given that after the spending have, their relationship is that Janice becomes 4 times of Grace. Okay, but uh, did they tell you after how much? No, they didn't, right? So we need to find out how to solve the question based on whatever that's given to us. Okay, so yesterday we talked very briefly about using sum and difference. So in this question here, let's take a look at the total. The total of Grace and Janice. Do you have them at first? Also don't have. Okay, you don't have the total of both of them. How about after? Do you have the total after? Also don't have. Okay, then we ask ourselves, is the total, the sum of the both of them important here? Because you see, there's a change. So they gave away the money compared to the previous question on the whole question. Uh, like this one here that we did in class, question 6, it was transferring between the two halls. So meaning the two halls, the sum of the two pupils in the two halls didn't change. So the total didn't change. In this case, the total did change, right? In question 6, the total, yes, it changed. So but then you don't have either total at first or total at the end. So is using total going to be helpful to help you solve the problem? No, right? So the answer is no. So in the end, all this information about total not useful. So I erased it. Or you could just cancel it off your paper. So total is not useful. Then what can we use then? Well, then we say, okay, what we can use is to focus on here, the change. Okay, sorry, this is not a good idea. Let me use the pen instead. You could focus on, as a result, the change here. This gives us the clue and the relationship. So I can draw the model here with my blue pen, saying at first. So at first, Gray is supposed to be equal to Janice. So I'll draw two bars that are equal in size. Can you see that just this alone, this drawing alone, Grace and Janice look like the equal sign already? Okay, two they are equal lah. Okay, so now let's take a look at the part about spending. So we established that Grace spent more. So I can say that let me use blue highlighter to say that this is the spending. So she spent an amount that is more. Okay, this amount. Oh, sorry about it. Let me. A bit difficult to draw on the device. Let me try to improve this. Okay, so she spent an amount of money that's more. Okay. And then Jenny spent more. Okay, maybe a bit difficult to color how much, but let's take a look at the relationship after that. So if I say after, let's use another color. Let's say that after I use the purple, the after, that means this is before, right? The blue is before. This is what it looks like when it's before. Okay, let me use the purple color to draw in the model. Looks like after. So out of this equal, they're supposed to spend something already. They're supposed to spend something, and then they should end up looking like Janice having 4 units and Grace having 1 unit. Okay, so if I cut out this way, okay, let's say Grace have this 1 unit here, okay, and Janice 1 unit, okay, 2 unit, 3 and 4. Okay, 4 units. Okay, so can I say this part is the after? So can see, right? Can you see that? Okay, so I have Janice after and Grace after. Janice being 4 units and Grace being 4 units. Okay, then can you see where's the spending now? Okay, so now I can, in a way, more accurately highlight the portion that was spent by Grace and highlight the portion that was spent by Janice. So spent by Janice, can you see, is now this portion that is the spending. So the spending is that to get to the final, I have the spending that's here, $245. Means this part is given out, spent on something, no longer there. And there's this portion here, that's $74. Okay, let's focus on their difference now. Can you see over here there's something that is outstanding? Okay, here. Between the 245 and 74. Can you see this portion? Right? Okay, then as a result, are you able to identify that, hey look, that's 1 unit, that's 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. Can you see this portion here? Okay, so if you can see this, that's a good progress. So you see that from this, you can identify that 3 units is the difference in their spending. Grace spending and Jenny spending. The fact that Jenny spent less and Grace spent more, and then they end up being, the relationship changed to a unitary one, you could see that 3 units is the difference in spending. Okay, then that means you could find that 1 unit. Okay? Okay, so once you are able to find that 1 unit, can you find at first? Okay, you can use 1 unit that's for grace and then plus her spending to get at first, or you can use from that 1 unit, find Janice's 4 units and plus her spending. Okay, so I'll leave you to work on the remaining. Okay, and you get your answer. Okay, remember at the last stage, sorry, remember that at the last stage to check for your units. Okay.